using this custom HUD for Poker Edge version 5. Pre-flop we have it set up for, let me come up here, icon, hands played, the street, VP, PFR, won money at showdown, cold call, pre-flop raise. No, that's went to showdown. The one above is pre-flop raise. Went to showdown. Won money at showdown after a pre-flop raise. I believe that's steel blinds. Steel blinds. Fold the small blind to a steel. Fold the big blind to a steel. Of course, we just changed streets. Let me zip back here. We have the 3-bet, fold to a 3-bet, and squeeze play. This is all for the pre-flop. Next street is the flop. On the flop we have the aggression factor in a row. We have flop aggression, then turn aggression, river aggression. I look at this as, at this point, what they do now, what they're likely to do on future streets if I get involved with them. This one here, C-bet 71, very high. Now, I don't know what he's doing, but I only know he's a tight player. It's pre-flop. I'm just going to go ahead and fold it. Flop fold versus a C-bet. And then his C-bet here is fold to a turn C-bet. So if I don't get him here and I make a C-bet, what's his propensity to fold later? Then of course we have the flop check raise percentage, what his won money at showdown if he does do a check raise, and how often he bets the flop, donk bet ratio, fold versus a flop donk bet, and turn bet then fold. Again, this is flop. I would like to know what he is likely to do on later streets with some of these stats, if I choose to get involved with a player now. Go to the next street, which is the turn. You see I have less information in the HUD. I don't need a lot. At this point, I only need to know if he's aggressive, how often. This is turn, bet, or raise all in. And then river should be right here, I believe. Let me get back here to the turn street. Turn aggression frequency. That should be this one here. Alright. Maybe because it's 0 won't tell me what it is. Won money at showdown after a turn push. So here we have all in, what he's going to do on the turn, and then how often he wins if he does push all in on the turn. Then of course we have the turn C-bet, fold versus a turn C-bet, and the last turn bet frequency. Now if we look at the river, it has the same stats. The aggression factor, frequency, all in. If they go all in, how often they win, continuation bet, fold versus a continuation bet, and how often they bet on the river. The custom tab, I really haven't done much with it. It's something that I don't use. I don't have enough hands on him to tell. I only have top pair. I have a decent kick. I think I'll just float the flop with this guy. If he shoves, I'll call. Okay, I'm looking at a couple of potential straight draws, a couple of flushes there possible. Right, a flush draw, so I just pot bet it. That puts him all in, let him try to get it, and if he has a king, he'll call. If he has a 4 straight or a 4 flush, he'll call. Where was I? Okay, here on the custom tab, I don't use much information here. I look at this sometimes when I play cash, how many hands and what their bottom line is, and what their bottom line is this session. This is my pop-up. I have hands played. Hands played, the profit, big blinds per 100, mostly related to cash, and then for the session and historic. Then over here I have some of their standard statistics that I also use in the HUD, but I happen to have a breakout if they're doing anything different this session as opposed to historic. Are they always loose, or are they playing really tight this time as opposed to what they're doing normally? Or are they on tilt playing loose when they're supposedly tight? So I will look at that after a while. I start to get like 20, 30, 40 hands, see if they're still doing today what they do historic. And then the same thing with their aggression factor, continuation bet, and going to showdown. How many hands are taking to showdown? If they do go to showdown, are they winning at showdown? And is there a difference between their historic and their session? What's going on right now? I have the filters set separately for cash games and tournament play. I have it set to narrow for exact M and the last 180 days. I don't particularly care if they have 500 million hands tracked and what they do over the last 20 years of their life. I only care about the last few months. That shows me what they're doing well enough. I have it also set to the specific game type as the table. I have only tournament stats for tournament play. And if you notice, for the size of the table, the players at the table, 7 to 10 players, is pretty much, I keep them all the same for 7 to 10. But once we get to 6, so that if I play at a standard full table or play at a 6 table, I'm going to see the difference. Players will play differently if there's 6 at the table. I've changed the filters. This means if you have 6 or 7 players at the table, you're going to get a specific set of stats for that. I've got 2 pair up against a potential flush and a potential straight. Have somebody that could hurt me here and a short stack there. I think I'll just pot bet it. I do believe he'll call anything, any kind of a draw. This player will shove or fold. If he shoves, I'll call. Only because I see this elephant icon. 51 hands. I really don't see a lot. He's not very aggressive. And he called. He missed, should have missed both his straight and flush draws. See if I can get any value out of him. See if he calls me with a jack or an ace high or something. No.